Hey guys, it's Ardo here, and I'm here at the world-renowned Firme Club, aka the Dungeon of Doom, and we're gonna go through a basic shoulder routine for beginners. All right, stay tuned. For today's routine, I like to keep it simple and it's geared for beginners. So for the first movement, we're gonna do a dumbbell shoulder press, followed by upright rows, lateral raises, shoulder shrugs, and a rear delt movement. To start off, we're gonna do dumbbell shoulder press. So what we have here is a bunch of dumbbells, and I want you guys to choose something extremely light because it's gonna be the first warm-up set. And yeah, guys, this is very, very, very light. But the goal here is to warm up the body, get our muscles ready to roll, and a couple things to keep in mind. This is a beginner's routine. Focus on form, focus on speed, the eccentric portion of the lift, control it, and focus on keeping everything symmetrical. That's gonna help you out in the long run. All right, so when we're talking rep ranges, what does that really mean? It means how many repetitions are we gonna be doing per set? What I'd like to go with is 8 to 12. And here's something to keep in mind. If you can easily get 8 to 12 reps, then the weight is too light. If you can barely get 8 to 12 reps and you need assistance, then the weight is too heavy. So we're gonna find that little cushioned area where we're doing like a 10 rep maximum. Keep in mind, form, control, speed, and keeping things symmetrical is the key here. So I'm gonna move on to something a little bit heavier, maybe like 40, 45 pounds or so. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to find out what my working set is. So my working set is something that I can do and I could barely get 10 reps with good form. As you're lifting it up, I want it to see perfect symmetry. I want it to be controlled. I want it to be visible. You're pushing the weight's not pushing you. As we move on to our working sets, that'll change. But for now, we're warming up. We need to be able to dominate the weight. We're not in the business of getting injured. Remember, keep it controlled, keep it consistent. First repetition and the last repetition should look fairly similar. Say you have a good night's sleep. You eat tons and tons of carbohydrates. You're feeling good. You're energized. You take a pre-workout. Everything's perfectly mapped out for a great workout. You come in here, you grab, say, 80-pound dumbbells, and you crank out 10 reps flawlessly. You're grinding, but they feel good. That's a good working set. Say a couple days later, you didn't get much sleep. You stayed up all night or whatever. You didn't get much food in you. No carbohydrates, no glucose, nothing. You didn't take pre-workout, you're tired, slightly sick. And you, in your mind, you previously hit 80, so 80 is your number, no problem. You go in, you can hardly get 4 to 5. So you have to readjust. So when I say 10 rep max, it's relative. Cool. That felt good. I would say that's a good working set. So all in all, we're doing about 6 sets per movement. 3 being warm-ups, 3 being working. For the next movement, we're gonna be doing the upright row. I chose 2 barbells here. These are called easy bars because of the curvature of the bar. We're hitting the same structure. What we're doing is 3 sets of warm-up, 3 sets of working weight. And I just know that this 80-pound barbell is gonna be good for my working weight. And also remember, form is everything. Consistent speed, control. Starting up with my warm-up set. Always remember to breathe and keep the form strong. All right, cool. That was fairly simple, but that's the goal. Remember, we're doing a new movement, so we always want to go very light with a warm-up to get the body used to it. We're gonna do about 2 more warm-up sets. All right, guys, so now that we're done with the warm-up sets, we can roll that right out of the way. And we're gonna continue on with our working weight. Oh. Cool, not too bad. But the goal is to keep it structured. So 3 warm-ups, 3 working sets. And then we move on to the next round. So during the upright row, or any lift for that matter, what you want to focus on is controlled form. You're not using momentum to throw the weight back and forth. You're actually lifting it while maintaining that perfect form. Next up, the lateral raise. With this movement, we're gonna need 2 dumbbells. You don't need to go heavy with these. You just have to have good form. I would recommend you don't start heavy with anything. Start with good form. Over time, your form looks legit and your strength raises and you increase the weight slowly. The goal is symmetry. What's going on the right-hand side is going on the left-hand side. Feet together, deep breath, and don't forget to breathe. And one more rep, 10. So that's a nice little warm-up set. We're gonna do about 3 of those before we move on to our working weight. 20-pound dumbbells. And one more for bonus. All right, that felt great. 2 more sets of that, and we go on to the next lift. So we just finished up with our lateral raises, and we're gonna do some shoulder shrugs. Shoulder shrugs are really, really, really basic. Grab the dumbbells, you have them at your side, and you're lifting up. What you're doing is you're contracting your traps. What I wanna keep pressing in is don't lift in a circular motion. You don't wanna do that. Just lift up. Got the weights at your sides, arch your back, deep breath, and you just wanna lift upwards. Get that contraction, bring it down slowly. Up, down, and 10. All right, guys, so with these shoulder shrugs, very straightforward. We're gonna be doing about 5 sets, 10 repetitions each. You don't necessarily need to find a working weight with these. Just find a nice, heavy dumbbell where you're stimulating yourself with your 5 sets of 10 reps. All right, guys, so for the final movement, we're gonna train rear delts. So the rear delts is the smaller portion of the back part of the delt, and there's many different ways to do this. My favorite is cables. If you happen to have cables like these at your local gym, we can use those. If not, there's always variations to utilize dumbbells, 2 cables at a time. We're gonna start with single arm variation. When it comes to utilizing certain weights for rear delts, be very careful. Go very light. You don't wanna hurt yourself. So I use literally 7.5 pounds. It's almost nothing. Here we go. So I'm gonna grab the weight, nice and easy, very controlled. You wanna really feel it. Remember, the speed of the movement should be very, very controlled. You don't want to just throw the weight around. You want to really develop a great muscular contraction. All right, I'm going to switch arms. If you're taking anything at all from these movements, what I want you to take from these movements is you find the weight that works for you, you use great form, you don't go fast with it, and you want to do this until we croak, right? That felt fantastic. All right, guys, so I'm gonna show you guys a different variation where we're using both arms at the same time. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna grab this one here with my left hand, I'm gonna grab this one here with my right hand. So these are cable crossovers. It's essentially the same thing, except I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm training both at the same time. Nice. We're gonna be doing about 4 to 5 sets of that, and then you're done. All right, guys, once again, I'm Ardo, and like I said, we're here at the world-renowned Dungeon of Doom, Firme Club. Stay tuned for some more videos. I'm out. Thanks.